Now, if you want a different angle in on the EV sector that some might say is a bit overcrowded, then your choices at the moment for potential bullishness in the stocks are quite limited. But I've been digging around and I found this stock I quite like. It's called FREYR Batteries. Now, they're a very interesting company, and like I say, they're going to give you slightly different type of exposure to the EV market than your standard auto manufacturer there. And I'm going to take a look at who they are. I'm going to look at the charts, the technical analysis, how and where you can trade, the Freya stock. And first of all, though, I'm going to dig in to finding a bit more about them. Now, who are these guys? Well, they're Norwegian, but their head office is in Luxembourg in Europe, and you can find them on the New York Stock Exchange. And what do they actually do? Well, they're into three different sectors, and I would describe them. The first one, energy storage systems. Then we've got e-mobility initiatives like electric power buses and EV battery production. Now, they're at the forefront of lithium-ion battery technologies. They like to focus in on green energy solutions. Like I said, they're at the cutting edge of this sort of market, and as I mentioned, it sort of gives you a different angle in on the EV world. They're into all sorts of technologies and sectors in that zone, so they can offer you plenty of opportunity. About 2 billion market cap at the moment. So if you fancy having a go and trading or investing in these guys, where can you and how and what can you use to trade them? Let's take a look. So where and how can we trade FREYR Battery, the stock? Remember, it's from Norway, based in Luxembourg as its head office, and traded quite globally on different exchanges, but main one I think you should have a look at is on the New York Stock Exchange with that ticker FREY. And I've jumped into my broker, Tiger Brokers here. As you can see, typed in the ticker and pulled back the stock, so it's there ready and waiting, and loads of information and analysis tools to get you thinking and deciding on what you want to do with the stock. So you can trade that stock outright, but also on Tiger we got options. Literally, we have got options. We got options on the options, and we've got different strikes and maturities here that we could pick from. If you're thinking maybe longer term, something maybe into next year, maybe early next year, 108 days, maybe look for an at the money type call, or if you're feeling a bit more flush, a bit more risk taking, then maybe a lower delta strike for you, maybe 30%. 40%, somewhere around there. Still not bad value at the moment, round sort of $1.5 dollars for a contract. So there you go, some ideas for you there on how to trade Freya. So let's dig into those technicals. So jumping into the technical analysis for Freya, we got our weekly Heikin-Ashi candlestick chart here. And what are the big takeaways here? Well, I suppose the stock hasn't been that long on the New York Stock Exchange, back sort of January 20 time, and it was a nice start, slow progression, but not too bad. Then it's been pretty choppy since, but only recently, last few weeks, breaking those highs, pushing on up to the 16-17 area. Plenty of upsides if you can hold and break, possibly to come. If we look back, we've got this yellow block area here around 38.2% Fibonacci line, which is around at 10, where all that volume is sitting as well. That could prove a crucial pullback point if things don't go so well. Maybe a bouncing off point for another bullish run if it happens. Now, if we go into the 4-line break chart, great for reversals, calling the turn sort of chart setup. Then we've got a bearish setup at the moment, and two numbers to get you in at 14.5 and 13.75 to the downside. And heading into the daily Heikin-Ashi chart, all our signals at the moment are bullish. You can see both short and long term there. Volatility picking up nicely as well, holding around that sort of 80-90 zone. Volume after a spike up has settled back down again to where it normally trades. Now onto the price action, we've got this nice trend that's been running since July, and it, like I said, been pushing up, you know, towards those new highs all the time. It's sitting in between the two pink line box break area, giving us a neutral signal there. But you know, it's been an encouraging run so far, breaking those sort of zones around the 15 sort of area. Now to focus in on the shorter term price action, we go into the Req'd chart, block size 0.2, and you can see up there signals again all nicely bullish at the moment. Stochastics just turning a bit south, might change its mind, but at the moment it's possibly pulling back for a short term, you know, reversal in the price back down into this sort of 14-15 zone that we've talked about before. We can see clearly that nice trend up. The Fibonacci lines have been placed around that recent uptrend to give us some possible targets, and to the upside we've got 19, 22, 25 zone in the short term, and then to the downside 12, 13, then down into sort of the 10 area, and then into 6, 7 territory. Now with all that, let's give FREYR Battery a score. So based off of the technical analysis, I'm going to give FREYR Battery a bullish score. You can see the Heikin Ashi maybe a bit weaker than the Req'd, and price may be slowing down, consolidating as it's, you know, trying to push through those highs. So you might see a little pullback, allowing you to buy the dip opportunity in there. But if we are more bearish, then top right, a couple of numbers, 14.5, 13.75, using that 4-line break chart. And in terms of targets, we got 3.67 and 5.67 to 1 to the upside, and 3.33 and 5.33 to the downside. But based on the technicals at the moment, I'm going for a bullish score. So FREYR Battery's got a lot going for it. Good fundamentals, positive sentiment, positive analyst ratings, and the technicals don't look too bad either. In a good sector, positioning itself very nicely with its product range and what it's getting into. So maybe a good looking future for them. Let me know in those comments below what you think of Freya, where they might be heading next. Who would you rather invest in other than them? Let me know, like I say, in those comments below. Love to hear from you. And if you've liked today's video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons, and all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.